Hey, I'm Jill. Last time we talked about healing your heart from things that people have done to you, the wounds that were in your heart from the traumas that you've been through. But this time is going to be very different. This time we're going to talk about how to heal when you can't forgive yourself for the things that you have done or the things that you blame yourself for. That's a different ball game entirely, but it's very healable too. So let's say that you broke your leg. In a year from now, you'd be able to walk, your leg would be healed, and everything would be fine. But when there is shattering in your heart, when there is guilt in your heart, when there's something that you can't forgive yourself for, sometimes that pain can last a whole lifetime. And it doesn't have to, it doesn't need to, and that's why I'm here. I'll tell you a story about a friend of mine, and she was telling me that every single day, when she wakes up, she just feels that guilt. She feels that pain of something that she did a long time ago. And every day since then, it's been that pain in her heart. She wakes up with that pain. And when a person like that gets healed, it's like heaven. It's like heaven. It's like you never lived before when that pain is healed. And that's where we want to bring you to. In my heart, I am kingdom fit because it's like I've lost 100 pounds off the weight that I used to carry. And I haven't arrived, but I'm an entirely different person than what I used to be. So I'm going to talk to you about what to do when you have the brokenness and the shattering that takes place when you've got something that you can't forgive yourself for or that you blame yourself for. It's like you take your anger and you turn it on yourself. It's like the anger that you have over what you did. You can't blame somebody else for it. You're the only one that you can blame, so you turn that anger inward, and it's very destructive to your heart. It's like you have this big F on your heart, failure, flunked, and it's something that you can't get away with. You just try to stop it, but it's still there, and it just sticks, and it's horrible. It's like an autoimmune disease where your body turns on itself and starts to be self-destructive in your life. We were designed to love. We were designed to act in love. We were designed to receive love. But sometimes, and it happens to all of us, we're all guilty, we break that love and act in a way that is unloving to somebody else. And that causes pain for them, it causes pain for us. The more we break that love, the more the pain there is. And we have to deal with that guilt, that failure. And the problem is that when we have this failure that causes us pain in our hearts, sometimes we come to the place where we believe that we are a failure. And that keeps us from, it's like a limitation that keeps us from pursuing our dreams, from dreaming big, for really living. And that's why healing is so important. So when we have this pain and it rises up in us and we remember those times that we wish we could erase, our brain comes up with all kinds of ideas to try to help us get rid of that pain. And you're probably familiar with some of them, and I'm pretty good at some of them. One of them is to forget. You can medicate it away, you can drink it away, you can try to just stuff it. And another way is to distract yourself. So you can go shopping, you can go out and just entertainment, try to do things that distract your mind. But at the end of the day, that pain is still sitting there, and you just wish you could get rid of it. Another way people try to get rid of that pain is the perfection. Try to keep everything perfect. And so that people will think, oh, she's so amazing. Or try to be perfect in everything you do, to act perfect so that people will think you're good on the outside, even though your heart tells you that you're not good on the inside. I've been there. Something else that I'm really good at is punishing myself. Maybe you've done this too. I can just kick myself around the block for something stupid I do, or something uncaring I do, or some words that I said that are really unloving to someone. And the reason I do that is to try to punish myself enough so maybe I can pay for what I did, or try to make it hurt so bad that maybe I'll never do it again. But basically my goal is to try to be good. I just want to be good. I want to be loved. But at the end of the day, that pain is still there. And all those things are like Band-Aids, and they never really solve the wound underneath it. And so finally, after decades of doing all the wrong things, I figured out that maybe God has some answers after all. And so we're going to look at that a little bit. But what if you've been hurt by church? And so getting past the church pain is too hard to really pursue God's answers. And I'd like to just help overcome that barrier by saying that there's a lot of man-made things in religion, and there are things that don't reflect God at church. But God loves his sheep. There's sheep people at church that are wounded. There's black sheep, white sheep, blue sheep, I guess. But there's sheep that are scared. There's sheep that are standoffish. There's all kinds of people that come to church or any other place, and God just loves them all. And his goal for us is not to look at each other and say, well, if you're supposed to represent God and you did that to so-and-so, then I don't want any part of it. But God says, don't look to people, don't look to what they do. They're all struggling, they're all learning, they're all growing. Look to me, discover my love, and let me change you, and let me deal with them. That's my business, not yours. So I hope that helps a little bit. But what if you feel like such a failure that you wonder if even God will listen to you, if even God could heal you, if you've gone too far, or you've done too much, or it's been too long, or you need to straighten yourself up before you can come to God. And I just want to tell you that what God really wants is you. He wants you right now. He wants you in your mess. He wants you in your brokenness. He wants you in your failure, even if you failed 2 seconds ago. He wants you to receive you, to love you, and to take you through a healing process that is just splendorous. I made that up. Okay, so Monday night, February 15, 6:30 at the prayer room where Brooke and Stephen have it out here. We want to take you through this beautiful process of healing. And the focus is going to be on healing your heart in places where you can't forgive yourself, or in things that you blame yourself for that you still carry in your heart. And it's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be revolutionary. Part of it is things that you would never expect. They're so astonishing that it may even shock you, but that's the way God does things sometimes. He's tender and beautiful, but his goodness is sometimes so shocking that the change that takes place is just magnificent. And do you know how much it cost God to bring healing to your heart? It cost him everything. It cost him everything. He emptied out all of heaven, just like emptying out all of his wallet. Everything he had, he emptied it out for you. And so if he emptied out everything for you from heaven, don't you think it'd be worth it to give it a try? Don't you think it'd be worth it to experience what He really has for you? Really living, having a heart that's free from failure and wounding, and has a chance to really live and really love like you were designed to. And what does God get out of this situation? You get everything that He's poured out for you, but what does He get? Well, He gets you, and He gets a chance to love you, and He gets the chance to watch you be healed, and He gets a chance to have that joy of seeing that darkness lift off of you, and that love and that light just pour into you and bring you a life and a love like you probably have never imagined, because you didn't even know it existed. And so we look forward to going through that process together. It's Monday night, February 15 at 6:30. And I want to share with you one thing. If you're concerned, if you are afraid that this is something that might be difficult or even embarrassing, or you have to say something or anything, I just want to put your mind at ease that this is going to be something beautiful, quiet. You don't have to say anything. It doesn't cost anything. You can wear your mask. You can sit 6 feet away from anybody else. It'll be something that will be very tender and very beautiful. And you can just listen and receive as much as you want. Come as early or stay as late as you want. And let it be a real healing time for you. We look forward to seeing you then.